Hey guys, thank you for stopping by here at thetradinganalyst.com. This is Taylor, and we're going to get into a bunch of charts here. I'm going to go over exactly what I'm seeing in the market, specifically with these individual names. I'm going to go over some specific levels that I think are really going to help you out. So pay attention. All right, guys. So first and foremost, I want to cover Alibaba. This is one we actually took a trade on last week, and we ended up profiting nicely. We took the trade right here. I'll show you exactly why we took that trade. I'm not going to go over to it in a bunch of detail, but basically it was a false breakout right here, back into a double false move right here. And that was the long signal right there. And we took profits right here at 168 because that was the near-term resistance. And just coincidentally, or maybe not so much coincidentally, we ended up declining a lot since we hit that level. So that's why we have those levels, especially with options trades. You need to be quick and take profits at your level. Okay, guys? So very important to keep in mind with options. You got to take profits as they come. Okay, very important. So next thing is I want to cover kind of the near-term action here for Alibaba. Okay, so right here we have this support. Okay, a lot of resistance, boom, 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 boom. Okay, and now this level is support, turned into support there, right there, and then the last 2 days have rested against that support. Okay, so for Alibaba, in order to make some kind of move, it needs to do one of two things. It needs to hold this level and ideally close over this day's high. So close over Friday's high would be a really nice signal here that this is actually going to bounce here and head higher. Okay, that's what you want to see if you're bullish on Alibaba. Okay, now if you're looking for a short trade, and again, you should be open to everything. Okay, I personally don't care which direction Alibaba heads. I don't care which direction any stock heads. Okay, all I care about is profiting along with it, whether it moves up or down. Okay, doesn't make a difference. So what we have here is this key level here that is a support level. All right, previous resistance turning to support. If we close back below it, okay, and especially if we close back below the 50-day moving average, which is that red line right there, then this would be a false breakout setup, and we would likely head much lower here. Okay. So again, you want to see this level hold. If it doesn't hold, then this is a false breakout here, and we would head much lower, most likely at least down to about 138, probably also down to 132. From there, we'll kind of see what happens. But that's the level you want to see hold. So the two things you want to look for, either a close over Friday's high or a close back below this support, and the 50-day moving average would signal a false breakout setup for a short trade to the downside. Okay. Next, we're going to go to Baidu, and Baidu. This is one that has not been acting very well. This is one we also took a trade on the long side right here, and it was because of this false breakdown setup. Okay. So here's that easy support. We broke that support right there with this action and then closed right back above it, and then we moved higher right into that near-term resistance right there. Okay, that's why you got to take profits as they come and be quick. Okay, right against the 50-day moving average as well. So then what happened after we did that is we ended up closing right back under that support, and then right back under this support as well. Okay, so there we have it. All right, back below this support. We tried to break out here, failed on that side, and now we're on the underside. Okay, and we made a new low. We broke this previous low with this action right here. In my opinion, that was a stick save. As you can see with that reversal candle here on Friday with the long topping tail, I believe that most likely we're going to move lower. To me, what would signal that potentially we're going to be back in the chop zone is if a close over Friday's high. Okay, a close over Friday's high. Same thing with BABA. Close over Friday's high. Then we could see a move higher. But as it stands right now, we're below this support. Okay, unlike BABA, BABA isn't below that support just yet. But Baidu is already below this support, so most likely it is going to head lower. Okay, because it's already broken that support. And the big thing you got to remember is that we've failed on all these breakout attempts. Okay, here's that gap up here over all of this resistance. Okay, and then we just fail, close red. That day is not a big deal. We still close above this resistance. But then boom, this day, confirm that with a close back in this range here, failing that breakout. Okay, last breakout attempt we had was over here. Okay, nice volume. Here we go. Headed higher, only to fail right there. So you're seeing, and Baidu's been in a downtrend here for, a year right now. Okay, well, almost a year. All right, lower lows, lower highs, and this is just a basing, just like we based right here between these two levels. Boom, 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 and here we are basing between these two levels. Okay, it's not exact. All right, so don't worry about that. But right now, it's looking very similar to before it broke down previously. Okay, so that's what I'm looking at on Baidu. The next one is Netflix. Let me get into this action. All right, so Netflix, first and foremost, has been in a downtrend here for a couple of months now. Okay, lower lows, lower highs. Very simple stuff. Okay, and I encourage you to, when you're trading or looking for trading decisions, to just keep it very, very simple. Okay, as simple as possible. Okay, lower lows, lower highs, that means a downtrend. Okay, higher lows, higher highs, that's an uptrend. Okay, right now we are making lower lows and lower highs. High, lower high, lower high, lower high. Low, lower low, lower low right here. Okay, so as it stands right now, Friday closed below Thursday's low. All right, lower lows, lower highs, lower closes. All right, so most likely what we're going to do is head lower and break this low. Okay, what you want to look for if you're looking for a bullish play on Netflix is you want to see a reaction to this support right here. So that way maybe we could come and make a higher low right there, and then we break this high right here and we close over that high right there. That would signal a potential upside move for Netflix. We've got a gap up here that may want to fill. Okay, it's at about 320 is where that gap is. So if we close over this level, then we still have that gap to fill. But we still have a lot of resistance above us. Okay, I'm just pointing out these are the things you got to look for a trend change. Okay, you got to look for it to break out of that channel and stop making lower lows and lower highs. Okay, keep it really, really simple. All right, next one is Nvda. Nvda has a little bit, not enough of a false breakout for me to enter in on a short trade on it, just because there wasn't a ton of resistance that it broke over. But nonetheless, this was a small version of a false breakout. What I mean by that is here was this resistance here, boom, 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 and then we gapped up over it right here into the gap. There's a big gap. Okay, from here to here, there's a big gap. The day that closed right there at about 201, 203, something like that, all the way down to here, big gap. So we ended up breaking into the gap. Okay, normally when you break into the gap, you want to see it hold, and then you want to come and close that gap. Okay, right here, we broke over it, and then boom, failed back below it. Okay, back to bearish territory. Okay, so another thing we did is break this support right here, or that trend line right there. The other thing is we're back below this gap down. Okay, there's a big gap down. I believe, was that earnings reaction? I forget. But Big gap down right here on big volume. So we're just kind of trading with the trend. And right now the trend is down, both in the short term and in kind of the midterm. Obviously, if you back the chart up, a few years, yes, we are in an uptrend, but I personally play short-term momentum, trades lasting from, 3 days to 30 days. Okay, so that's all I care about. I care about what's happening tomorrow, the next day, in the next few weeks. And right now, the trend is to the downside. That's where the short-term momentum is. Okay, so most likely Nvda is going to continue lower, back into these lows right there, 140, 135, something like that. But just keep in mind, when you have big gap downs, same thing that happened. This is very similar to what happened here. Big gap down right here, a little retracement higher, and then we continued lower. Same thing's happening here. Gap lower, retracement lower, a little retracement higher, and then boom, we're heading lower again, once again. Okay, the trend is down. Really got to keep it simple. Okay, lower lows, lower highs. Where are the gap downs? Okay, or where are the gaps? Are we gapping up or are we gapping down? Okay, gapping down big time. All right. Next one is Google. This is one I kind of want to point out a little trade that could have been taken. I pointed this out on my stream, and I pointed out via video well ahead of time. Okay, pointed out this clear level of support. Boom, boom, boom. We broke that support, and I said if we break back over it, okay, that is a great, great long trade. Okay, and first target would be here. Oops. Second target would be up here. All right, and I pointed this out in a video I did several weeks ago. Okay, you want to look back on the video I did. Go back to mid-November is when I did that video. Okay, so the reason that setup was good is because of I'm just going to delete these lines to make it a little cleaner. Is we had a false breakdown. Okay, here's that clear level of support. All right, we break that support. All right, 2 days in a row, confirm the break. But notice here on this day right here, we got a little uptick in volume as it closed green. The following day gapped up. All right, it didn't quite break over that level here, but it is a good signal after a day like this to get a gap up. Okay, right here we gapped down, but notice how we held the level of this candle right here. We closed pretty much even with that day, and then boom, we gapped up on this day, closing over the previous day's high, as well as back over this level. That was the signal day right here. All right, and that's what I pointed out in the video that I prepared you guys with. I said a close over that level would be the long signal. Okay, as you can see, we got a nice little uptick move from there, hitting our two targets like I mentioned previously. So with that said, for Google, this is the level that you want to watch here. Okay, you want to watch right about here. If we break these if we break this level again, okay, that's not going to be great. Okay, it's not going to be great, and most likely we're going to break these lows right here. Okay, triple bottoms are not really a real thing majority of the time. Okay, so if we test this level again after failing, notice how we broke over this little resistance right there. Okay, we broke over that resistance right there. Okay, and over the 50-day moving average, only for it to break right back under it. Okay, so it's not holding any kind of upside moves, guys. Okay, it's not holding those moves. So if we break this level, I think we will head lower. But if we bounce here, that would be a positive sign. And if we close over this level again, to me, in this range is kind of the do-nothing range for me. Okay, at this moment, I don't see a setup if we're in this range. Okay, between 1110 and about 1040. Okay, 1110 and 1040. Between this, I see nothing to do with Google. But if it breaks over 1110, okay, that would be a really, really good long signal to me, because this would be a double false move. All right. So what I mean by that is here's this resistance here. All right, we break over that resistance right here, boom, and then break right back under it. That makes this a false breakout. Okay, false breakout. All right, which is bearish and leads to lower prices. Okay, that's why I think most likely we'll break this level, but we'll see. But if we bounce for whatever reason and we break over that level right there, that would make this a double false move, and double false moves are extremely powerful. Extremely powerful, and they work, I mean, like 9 times out of 10, 9.9 times out of 10, and not only do they work, but they work really, really well. Okay, so definitely got to watch that level up here. Okay, so those are the two levels: 1110, 1040. Okay, break below this level, bearish. Break above this level, bullish. All right, next one we're going to take a look at is Amazon, and bring something in my notes. Okay, so Amazon right here. So Amazon, just kind of first and foremost, want to point out lower lows, lower highs. Okay, high, lower high, lower high, lower high right there. All right, here's a low, lower low, lower low right there. Okay, so again, as it stands right now, we're making lower lows and lower highs. All right, I also want to point out that the thing with Amazon is it does look stronger than a lot of other stocks out there. So if the market sees some strength, Amazon would be kind of my favorite one, to be honest with you, because notice how we didn't even break, we actually made a higher high and a higher low on Friday. Okay, is that going to hold? I don't know. Okay, I don't know. I don't have a crystal ball. But if the market sees some strength and we get a close back over the 50-day moving average, to me that would be a great signal here for Amazon to get a breakout. Okay, and that would make this a higher low, and then we could try to break over these highs, making it a higher high. Once that happens, probably going to test these levels once again. That's a big if, though. Okay, that's a big if. Okay, because it failed at this resistance again, and we are making lower lows and lower highs. But I am saying if the market sees some strength and we break over this level for Amazon, then I like Amazon for a long. But right now, I don't like it for a long because we're making lower lows, lower highs. The market is weak, and we're below the 50-day moving average. We're at the 20-day moving average. But, you know, so as it stands right now, I don't really want to short it either. There's a lot better shorts out there than this one, but I don't really want to long it either. So I want to see kind of how the market reacts coming into this week. But if it gets some strength, Amazon will be definitely one of the ones to go to here for the market. Okay, it's definitely, I think, the best FANG right now out of Facebook, Apple, Netflix, Google. I think it's definitely my favorite. Okay, let's see what else. Facebook right here. Okay, so we're looking at 3 months of the chart. It's been in a downtrend for about 5 or 6 months now. Okay, let's keep it simple. Okay, so here's a trend line. Draw it there. Lower lows, lower highs. Okay, it doesn't take a genius or rocket scientist to kind of figure this out. Okay, so when you're looking for stocks to long versus short, keep it simple. Doesn't matter what Facebook has done, you know, for the last 10 years or for the last 3 years. Okay, it matters what Facebook is doing right now. All right, and Facebook right now is not performing great. Okay. The other thing I want to mention too is that the last earnings report we had was right here. You know, our earnings report, it gapped up, yes, but then boom, it just tanked after that. Okay. Now earnings are very important because they move stocks. Okay, they move stocks in either direction. Okay, they're usually the catalyst to bring a stock higher or lower. Okay, I'll just show you an example. The earnings report before that was, what do you know, over here. Okay, and we saw a big decline since then. Okay, before that, Guess when the last earnings report was before that? Over here. Big gap up and then a big move higher after that. Okay, so earnings are very important. So last earnings report we had was right here. Big gap up, big volume, only to fail right there. So if it can't move higher on earnings, what is going to take it higher? Okay, can we see short-term retracements to the upside? For sure. Okay, we can definitely. But as it stands right now, we got the earnings report out of the way, we've headed lower, and we've been in a downtrend. The trend is down here, okay? So let's zoom in again. We've got that downtrend line. We've also got this resistance right here. All right, here's that resistance from that previous support. You can see, 5 days in a row, we broke that support here, and now we're just kind of heading back into it, got rejected. To me, this looks like another little bear flag right there. Okay, so here's that upward movement. There's a little flag. Same thing kind of over here. Little upward movement. We break it, head lower. Little upward movement. Here we go. Break it lower. Here's a little mini one right here. I'm just showing you guys these just so you know what to kind of look for. Okay, so as you can see, here's just another bigger version right here, heading into that level. Most likely we're going to continue lower. Okay, trends are more likely to continue than they are to change. Okay, now with that said, if we break over this level, that would be a great long signal, at least for a short-term bounce. So if we close over this level, that would be a long signal. Okay, I don't care which direction Facebook heads. I don't care. It could go to 0. It could go to 500. I don't care which direction it heads. You shouldn't either. All you should care about is being on the winning side and either making money or losing money. That's all you want to be concerned about. Okay? Don't get attached to the direction of the stock. Okay? Let's see. Apple is the next one I want to discuss. Apple here broke the lows here. Really quickly, I want to discuss, each time I've covered Apple recently, I just kind of wanted to discuss this. Remember I talked about that double false move? I forget which setup it was that I covered today, but here we have a great example of a double false move. All right, so here is a big time support on Apple. You can see, look at how many times it gets hit. So many times. It's a big time level of support. Okay? Then we break it right here on this day. All right? Confirm that break on this day right here. All right? Then boom, we broke right back over it. Okay? Making this a false breakdown. All right? Okay. So then this was a looked like it was heading higher. Okay, but then boom, another making this a double false move. Okay, and this was an earnings reaction right here. Okay, double false moves, very powerful. Not only do they work 9 times out of 10, but when they work really, really well. And you can see how well it worked here for Apple. Still heading lower. Okay, 210 all the way down to about 168 right now is where we closed out on Friday. Okay, big move. And all you would have had to do is know about that double false move. Okay? Double false move. So, now to the more recent action on Apple. We have a clear level of support. This day, this day, this day, and then Thursday, all bounced at that level right there. And then Friday closed below that support. Okay? So as it stands right now, most likely we're going to continue lower here for Apple. We broke that support. Okay? Now what I'm also looking for, okay, is if we close back above this level here. If we close back above that level, that is going to be a great false breakdown setup. And I would definitely be looking for a long trade on that. We've got a gap that may want to fill right there. And then we've got a gap that may want to fill right there. Okay? Gap right here. Those will be my first targets right here. We've also got a gap up here, but I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. these false breakouts, especially in this market right now when we're super choppy. If I'm looking for a false breakout or breakdown, I'm only looking for a near-term target while we trade in this chop. So that's what you want to be looking for. Is if we get a break back above this support, okay, that's going to be the long signal. Okay, right now we haven't seen that signal yet. Okay, we haven't seen that signal. So don't come to me, on Monday if we gap down huge and we head lower, yada yada yada, saying that Taylor, you said Apple was going to head higher, because I didn't say that. I said that if Apple closes back above this support, that would be a false breakdown, and that would be a really good long signal. Okay, if that happens, that's a big, big, huge if, guys. Okay, so thank you for stopping by. I really hope that this video helps you out. I covered a lot of material. If you have any questions whatsoever, please reach out to me about the chart or about joining our premium membership. Okay, I'd like to invite you to join right now. Okay, if you've been struggling in this market, that's totally understandable. Okay, you need to know what you're doing. While other people have been struggling, while other traders and other services have been running around with their heads cut off like a chicken, we've been profiting. Okay, we've been profiting. All right, same thing that we do in all other markets, and that's because we've been there and we've done that. Okay, we've seen sideways markets, we've seen choppy markets, we've seen down markets, we've seen bear markets, we've seen major bull markets, and we know how to profit in all of them, and we keep our composure no matter what's happening in the market. Okay, it doesn't matter whether the market's going up or down, we stick to our process and we stay disciplined. Okay, so if you're looking for something like that, if you're looking for a disciplined approach to the market, something that's going to make you money in the market regardless of what's happening, okay, whether we're in a bull market or a bear market or a choppy market, it doesn't matter to me and it doesn't matter to the members at our service, because we're making money regardless. So if that sounds good to you, join today. We actually have a special on the annual membership for $787 for the entire year. That's our best price ever. That's our lowest price ever that we've ever offered. Okay, so what you're going to get is you're getting real-time text message alerts. Whenever I buy something, I'm sending you an alert in real time. Whenever I'm selling something, I'm sending you an alert in real time. And these are easy to follow trade alerts. Here's just a few examples of some recent trades that we've taken and their subsequent gains that occurred with that trade. Okay, if you were a member at those times, you would have been able to profit alongside with us. And here's the big thing that you're getting here. Okay, this is what separates us from most of the services out there, because I know you have a lot of options out there for services, for trading services, especially alert services. But the thing that separates us from most of the services out there is the real-time portfolio tracker. Okay, we are completely transparent with all of our trades. Okay, every trade that we've taken since July. This is when we started doing this in July. So the last 6 months, and we're going to keep doing this for the remainder of the service. But we track every single trade is uploaded to this portfolio tracker. The gains, the losses, the break-even trades, everything under the sun, we put into this real-time portfolio tracker just to show you exactly how we're doing things, and you can learn from it as well. It's not just to be transparent. It's also to help you learn and grow. You're going to see, what do our winning trades look like? What do our losing trades look like? How are we making money? All right, so that's what you get to experience when you have this real-time portfolio tracker. All right, next thing you get is watch lists. You get member-only videos. Every single trade that we have, that we initiate, comes with a member video explaining exactly why we took the trade, the strategy that's implemented, why we're placing our entry, exactly where we are, the stop loss. We're discussing where the stop loss is and why we're putting the stop loss there. And we're discussing the profit target, where we want to sell for a gain, and why we're putting that target there as well. All right, guys, and every single trade comes with real-time trade management via text message. I'm always there for you. All right. The next thing here is you're getting a bonus. You're getting access to our full educational library. You're going to get education on options, technical analysis, our personal strategy that no one else uses, and so much more. There's a lot of content in there. So go ahead and sign up today. Again, it's the annual membership, is our lowest price that we've ever had it at. If you don't want to do that, you can also do the monthly or the quarterly. It's totally up to you. But if you want the best value, the annual is definitely the way to go, especially since it's a special offer that we're having for a limited time. So I hope to see you in there. I hope this video helped you out. Again, if you have any questions, reach out to me. I'll be more than happy to chat with you, whether it's about the charts that I discussed or about the membership. More than happy to chat with you. So I hope to talk to you soon, and I'll see you guys in there.